Hello, 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 and welcome to the Herpreneur Network, Her Talk Show. Hello, happy Monday. I am your host, Torri Hammond. Listen, your girl, the CEO of Sassy Hair Care Products, the author of the book Go and Grow. I am your marketing maven, as well as an elite herbassador in the Herpreneur Network, also the regional director of the West Coast, and your talk show host. I am Torri Hammond, and the founder of the Herpreneur Network is none other than the amazing Dr. Nikki Ziegler. And so we are here on today, and I'm excited to be interviewing one of my Herbassador sisters, one of my Herpreneur sisters. Super excited to bring her to the interview on tonight. But let's get into some announcements. So there are a lot of amazing things that is going on in the network. And the one thing that our founder, Dr. Nikki, presses on is visibility, right? But before we get into that, who is watching and where are you watching from? So those of you who know me know that I am in the sunny Texas. It's actually sunny in Texas right now. The temperatures are rising. I am getting like a little... because it could get really hot here in Texas. We can get in the hundreds for that, And so, yeah, it's a little scary sometimes when the weather starts to shift and it doesn't shift back, because that means it's getting ready to get hot. But nevertheless, I am in Texas. Where are you from? Let's pop it in the chat. Where are you from? Again, I am in Texas. Okay, Montgomery, Alabama is in the building. Hello, hello, hello. All right, where are you from? Pop it in the chat. Let us know where you are from. So guys, again, lots of amazing things are going on in the network. So excited to tell you guys about the Mental Health Summit that is going to be coming up. Some amazing speakers are going to be hitting the virtual stage. So we are excited about that. We also have a virtual boot camp that is coming up, and this is going to be for business owners. And for those of you who rock in that business realm, we are still looking for speakers for the boot camp as well. We are gearing up and getting ready for the Strong Her Retreat. That is going to be in Destin, Florida, 5 days and 4 nights in September. And so, guys, all these events can be found on the Herpreneur website. We're going to get that website in the link, but we would love for you guys to go over to the website. Also, the Her Experience Atlanta. We are super excited about heading to Atlanta. We just left Dallas. Dallas was absolutely amazing. We had a really good time. We met some really amazing people in Dallas, and now we are heading to Atlanta. And so that is going to be in November. Listen, if you are a vendor, if you are a speaker, there are so many opportunities to work with the network. So excited about all the amazing things that is going on in the network, guys. And let us check out the website. Also, we have a YouTube channel in which this broadcast streams, guys. And so go over to our YouTube channel. If you are watching on YouTube channel, make sure that you like and subscribe. We love it that we can meet you here and share with you some of the amazing herpreneurs and herbassadors, elite herbassadors in the network. Hey, Jamila. Hey, girl. Hey, if there are any of my herpreneur sisters that is in the audience, come on, y'all. Let's represent for the Herpreneur Network. Pop it in the chat. Let me see who you are, who you be, who is in the building. All right. And so hello, 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 hello. So again, lots of amazing things that is going on in the network. And we want you guys to get connected. All right. And so get connected. Visit our website, guys. Look around, navigate it, and get to where you need. Again, there's lots of opportunities to get visible in this network. And so you want to tap in, right? Because it's a lot out there, right, for you to attach yourself to. So we're going to get into this interview. I'm excited to introduce you guys to my sister, Lakeisha Pope. Y'all, she's a little shy, but it's okay. We're going to have a good time. Nevertheless, I'm excited to interview her, guys, and I'm going to tell you why when I bring her to the stage. But Super excited. Let's get ready to welcome my sis. Listen, Lakeisha Pope. Welcome, welcome,
Hi.
welcome, 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 welcome,
Why?
welcome.
Thank
How
you
are you
so much.
doing on this Monday, sis? How you doing?
I am fabulous. I am blessed, black, and beautiful on this
Listen,
Monday.
absolutely beautiful are you. Guys,
Thank-
so we're going to get into this interview. So, Keisha, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
So, my name is Lakeisha Pope here in Tampa, Florida. I am a mental health registered therapist. So, my goal is to bring awareness to those individual that deals with mental health concerns, substance abuse concerns, and just empower them with skills, knowledge, and information in the abundance to help them process through their mental health. Not only individually, but also in family therapy that I'm able to service.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, here is why, guys, that I am so excited for this interview. The Herpreneur Network is a network, it's an international network for Christian women in business and in ministry. But what I love about the Herpreneur Network is that wherever you are in your journey, you are welcome to join the network. And
Yes.
what I love about my sister, guys, and we're going to get into it because she connected herself to the network when she had no business, when
So
she was literally trying to find her way. And man, when I tell y'all, I am so excited because I got to see her grow, right? I
yes.
got to see I got to see her mindset expand. I got to see her invest in herself. Listen, and I got to see her flourish. And that is what I love about this network. So let's get into it, sis, because you had to have found yourself in a space where you wanted more for your life.
For
And
sure.
so talk about that. Talk about how you felt when God first told you, hey, I've called you to be a business owner.
Wow, definitely loaded question. So when I first was introduced to the network and I first heard or had the idea of me being a business owner, I literally ran from the idea knowing that I didn't feel qualified, to be quite honest with you. I really didn't feel qualified. But being in this network, being around strong business owners, women of faith, or being around people that push me to my purpose was what catapult and allowed me to get to the place that I'm at now. Like I said, I really didn't. I didn't feel qualified. I didn't think I was qualified at all. And it's interesting to me because both my mom and my dad are both entrepreneurs. So you would think like, okay, you're in that environment, it's easy. But if you don't have that belief in yourself, it's really hard for you to believe that. And so one of my favorite Bible verse that I literally have on my wall is Colossians 1:12 that tells me like, hey, you are qualified. You are qualified for this journey of whatever God puts in front of you. And so literally, even though you see me looking at the computer, I have it directly behind it on my wall. So anytime I look up, anytime I have those moments of fear, anytime I have those moments of doubt or I can't do it, I look on my wall, I look up, and I have to look up. And that also helps me to look up at God and says, well, I'm qualified. So that's what that helps me to continue to push forward in this journey.
And that's so powerful. That's so powerful. I love that because you confidence, guys, is one of the things that we have to conquer in order for us to move to our next level, to move into the things that God has called us to do. And I
Right.
think it was very brave of you to join the network so that you can find that strength and that confidence. And this is another thing, like we got sisters that we could borrow faith from, right? And
Yes.
it's okay for you to just absolutely be yourself. And so,
Yes.
how was the transition? What are some of the things that you had to do in order for you to build your confidence? I know you have a certification. I know some things that you had to do to
Mhm.
build your confidence. And so, tell us a little bit about that.
So, in order to build my confidence, it was literally taking small steps, taking those certification classes while at work, just stretch myself even the more to know that I can do it. There are moments where I do have doubt, even being at the level that I am. I still have doubts. But I even pushed it even more. I prayed it even more to remind myself that I can do it. I surround myself with people that push me into my purpose and remind me, like, hey, just like Dr. or Alicia George, who says, simply take one step, take another step today, simply take another step. And in those moments where I may stumble or I may lose footing, I still remind myself of all the things that I have accomplished so that can then push me back into the place of, well, this is where I'm supposed to be, and remind myself I am qualified and just take another step.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So tell us what exactly it is that you do on your job, like on your job. Let us know a little bit about that.
Okay, so I work with children in Hillsborough County here in Tampa, Florida, and I offer mental health services that
Wow.
range from some students may have substance abuse, some students just have anxiety, depression, just life day to day transitions. And
Wow.
honestly, my ultimate goal is to work with those of in the athletic realm, having mental health and having an athlete that pushes through their problems. Some athletes resort to um, being very aggressive, and they use that on the field, but they also use that same mentality when they get home. And so that's my ultimate population, is to work with athletes both on the collegiate level and professional level, and teach
Wow.
them the same skills that you are able to utilize in your day-to-day life. Just because you're an athlete, that doesn't mean you have the right to be aggressive at home and also at school, because we definitely see that in a
That's
culture now. So yeah.
wow. That's my sister, y'all. That's my sister. That's awesome. And so, way to give back. So, mental health, right? It's Mental Health Month, and
Yes.
everybody's talking about it. And some of us that are watching, we do have kids, right? And
Mhm.
so, what can you tell parents about, just kind of being aware of some of the things that our children experience? Let us pull on you a little bit. Ooh.
Okay. Okay. Great question. Great question. So, um, definitely as a therapist looking outside in, things that the parents can be aware of is the peers that they are around, the type of things that they experience at home, whether it's video games, the way you talk to your kids is very important. One thing that I hold dear to myself is something called ACEs. ACEs is adverse childhood experience. And a lot of parents don't recognize the ACEs that their child experienced, which is if your child has experienced abuse or neglect, and any household challenges, like a family member having a mental health that is undiagnosed or unchecked, a family member going to jail, a family member that has alcohol problems, like that affects them as well. And some parents may believe that this is just how life is, this is how our family is, but never really consider that that is a traumatic experience for your child. And every child experiences trauma differently.
Wow.
And even with you being a parent, Tori, like your trauma and your daughter's trauma, it could be the exact same thing, but your experience will be completely different. And
Wow.
so never discount what your child is experiencing from their trauma, because it could be totally different. And just know that therapy is here. Just like we go to the doctor if we had a common cold or when COVID was rampant, we went to the doctor to get the medications that we needed. That's the same mentality we should have when it comes to mental health therapy. It doesn't mean that there is something wrong with you. And I believe in our society, what happens in our house should stay in our house. That's not a good mentality to have, because you then now create a cycle for your household. And so that is what we need to break in our society, those cycles, those mental cycles of depression, cycles of anxiety and substance abuse that some people revert to because they're unable, or they believe they don't have the support to just seek out therapy, just to talk about whatever they're going through.
Wow. Awesome. 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 You getting some comments. This is good, sis. This is good. Wow. And so let's talk a little bit about adults because I know
Mhm,
some of those traumas, right? They
mhm.
trickle into your adulthood. And one of the things that we have a problem with managing is our mind.
Yeah.
And so, can you speak a little bit on that?
Yes. So definitely, like you said, we have a difficulty managing our minds. Our mind is a battlefield. And so if we don't get our minds right, then we obviously can't get our life right. Everything just flows downhill. So having that opportunity to speak to a therapist that will give you the tools and encourage you to process through your trauma, and then recognizing that your trauma isn't something that you should hold as something you did wrong, because you didn't do anything wrong. Life happens to us all. Life, just like you said, life be lifing out here. So life happens to us all, and we all have some form of ACEs, adverse childhood experience, even as an adult. But some people take the opportunity to recognize their ACEs, go to therapy, discuss their traumas, and process through it. And then some people don't. So if you don't take the opportunity to process through your emotions, that's how you create the cycle, because you believe what you learn is good, and obviously it's not. And then you then turn and have another generation and you teach them the same thing. And so as an adult, I advocate wholeheartedly for therapy. And sometimes we don't even have to be in
No, it's
therapy.
okay for me to go to therapy.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Come on.
Because some people, they think that
Mhm.
something has to be wrong with you, like
Right.
literally wrong with you
Absolutely.
before you go and sit down and see a therapist. Go ahead, sis. We're here.
So just like you maintain your car, so you maintenance your car just to make sure it's good. That's the same thing for your mentality. We go to the doctors for a common cold. We charge up our phones. We do this and do that for everything else, but you can't do that for your own mental health. And so that's why it's important for us to check in with a therapist or a social worker and say, like, hey, I'm dealing with something. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know why it's happening, but these symptoms are really bothering me. And so therefore I'm here. And just simply looking up with your insurance, or some employees have EAP, so employment assistance program, and they give you free therapy for
Wow.
up to certain amount of units that you can have free therapy. And you can just start with a therapist and build that rapport with that therapist, and then have an opportunity to just talk about whatever. And not only just females, but I definitely advocate for our men to have therapy, because in society tells men that you have to be strong and you don't need to talk to anybody. But in all actually, you really do need to talk to somebody and process how
Absolutely.
you feel. So yeah.
Absolutely. And so I think there's a stigma, and you tapped on it a little bit. People perish because of lack of knowledge, right?
Yes.
And so we tend to shy away from things that we do not know that's available to us, and
Correct.
things that we do not understand. So I love how you tapped on that a little bit. And if you have any more information, by all means, share it, right?
Mhm.
Because, I feel like people have to understand that resources are out there.
Right.
We just miss those opportunities, and we kind of hide in our own selves, and we experience all these different things
Right.
when help is actually out there. So, do you
Correct.
want to tap on that?
Yeah. So, like I mentioned about having the EAP program with your employer, just utilizing your um, contacting your supervisor or your manager and letting them know, like, hey, do we have an EAP program? And working through your insurance and connecting with them. If your child is currently experiencing some type of symptoms or their behaviors are not as what it used to be, talk with the school social worker, talk with the school therapist or psychologist that is on site. Um, Calling 988 as a resource here in Florida, 988, so you can connect with the different resources and find out in your local area of resources that are available for you. It's just one phone call, email, or looking it up online. We look up everything else, so we can look up what mental health services that we have in our area. So yeah,
That is so good. Okay, someone said 211. All right. So what city is 211? And you said what number did you say?
988.
All right, 988 is Florida. Come on, y'all. Listen. Somebody said in the audience, people are suffering in silence, and they are. They
Yes,
are,
yes,
right?
yes,
And we have to really kick that, right? We have to kick that. And that's what another thing that I love about the Herpreneur Network. We don't have to suffer in silence, right?
right,
We don't
right.
have to suffer in silence. Someone said 211 is everywhere. Okay. All right then. All right. Yes. And so that's what I love about the network because we don't have to suffer in silence, right? We
Right.
have sisters that we can connect to. We have the weapon room every
Yeah,
single morning, right?
every
And
morning.
so, how important is it for you to just dump? Like, for you to just take a second and woo, like, how do you do that? Like, as a therapist, how do you do that?
Yes. So mind dumping is very important for me so I can just get those emotions out. Being a wife, I have to mind dump because I definitely take on and I take personal what my clients experience because it is not just a job. This is my gift. So I want to ensure that I utilize my God-given gift as much as possible. And so I do a lot of research. I do a lot of comparing with other therapists and collaborating with them. So for me, I do have to mind dump because I have mentally what my clients are going through and how I can help them. So mind dumping for me is very imperative so that I can just get it all out. So I can then get back to me. And that's the importance of self-care.
Here we go. Because we know, listen, let me put a pin right there. I'm gonna let you get back to that self-care. But we know we got some therapists in the audience that who ain't certified therapists. That every time your phone ring and somebody call you with something that they got going on, you pick up the phone, right?
Right.
And
Mhm.
so this mind dumping applies to us all, right?
Yes.
We all have to take a second and for one, come on, Keisha, stop letting
Mhm.
people dump their trash cans on us. And
Yes, definitely. And just
number
having
two, learn how to let it go. Dump it out, get rid of
right,
it, and let
right.
it go. And then Keisha's going to talk about that self care. Come on, self care.
Yes. So definitely not having people mind dump or dump on you, having healthy boundaries. What does that look like? Creating healthy boundaries for yourself, not just your friends, but your family.
Right.
Taking the opportunity to self care. So doing something that you love. I know my job. I love what I do. But taking care of myself, spending time with family, positive family members that I can have fun doing something like flying kites with me and my husband. That's fun for me.
Oh,
Or spending time at the beach or just driving, going on a cruise with my husband. That those things are fun for me. So identifying things that are self-care for you and it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be something that you announce or whatever the case may be. Just like I mentioned, I like driving. So I'll literally get in my car, full tank of gas, and just drive until I'm just done driving. And then I come back home and be like, oh, whatever. So yeah. So just finding things
look
that
at
you love
here.
to do.
Hey, Junior.
Yes. So,
Y'all look
absolutely.
at that smile, y'all. She cheesing real hard. Look at it. Look at there. Go ahead. Yeah, we know. She loves her husband.
Oh my goodness.
I like self care. So
So
that's
yeah,
good though, because I think some people overthink self care. I think we
right.
just, as a people, we overthink
Everything.
everything, right? We
Mhm.
overthink everything. And I
Every
think we overthink self care as well.
right.
And so I love how you talked about things like flying a kite, things that don't cost any money,
Mhm.
things that you can do just to kind of put yourself at awe. Just give yourself a
Right.
little bit of peace, right?
True. Right.
And for some of us, especially for business owners, self-care can look like, for me, y'all ready for it? I sit down and I watch TV. I
Yes.
am not a TV watcher. I don't
Yeah.
watch TV. When I sit down and watch TV, that everybody knows something wrong, something going on, what's going on, or I just need that space where I could just not think about anything except for,
Mm-hmm.
really? Did that just happen? Like, is
Mm-hmm.
that what's going down on the TV?
Yeah.
And so that's self-care for me,
Mm-hmm.
because my mind is constantly all over the place and I'm constantly doing things. And if I can settle myself down, pick up the remote and turn on the TV, I can just turn it off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we overthink self-care. Sometimes I had an assignment one time, Keisha, and they were like, do something, that clean out something, like clean out your closet, do something just to clear up that mental space.
Mm-hmm.
And I cleaned out, let me see, what word can I use? Because I know Mr. Pope is here. My undergarments. I
Okay.
cleaned out
Gotcha.
my drawer.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was like, that's what you did? And I was like, yes, that's what I did. Because we tend to hold on to things, right? And we hold on, we hold on, we hold on, and we hold on, and we hold on. And it's the smallest things that you don't really think about that clutter.
Right.
And clutters on top of clutter on top of clutter. And so for me, that was a freeing space for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we overthink things sometimes, right? We
Mm-hmm.
think it has to be big and it has to be huge, when in all
Right.
actuality, the little things are piling up all around you. And it's the
Yeah.
things that you don't see, right? Or the things that you don't think, that's becoming an issue. And as the drawer begins to spill over, here comes my
Mm-hmm.
frustration in a thing.
Mm-hmm.
When all actuality, I just needed to loose myself of
Just a little
some things.
stress.
And so the grow up is real. Listen, when
Mm-hmm.
when you get grown and you just notice the littlest of things. So I think this is
Absolutely.
awesome. This is an awesome conversation, guys. And so look, he talking about squeaky free, we grown. So whatever that looks like in your life, right? Whatever
Yeah.
it looks like in our lives, we have to do what we have to do, right? To
Yeah.
rid ourselves of those things that we hold on to. And I
Yeah.
think this is so good. So do we have any questions for Keisha? Guys, listen, she is here for, listen, the therapist is here.
In the building.
So definitely here for it, guys. So we welcome your questions as we continue to do this amazing interview. All right, someone in the audience says, daily self care is so important. Go out for a walk, a run, or cycle. Yes, that is
Mhm.
definitely freeing. Walking and riding bicycles is definitely freeing. All right. Now, as you begin your journey as an entrepreneur, right?
Mhm.
Some of the things that you had to get. So you had to get a name, you had to get a look. Talk about it. Come on, let's talk about it.
Woo!
You just
The
walked through all of this. And so if we had entrepreneurs that are not, completely there yet, listen,
yes.
this is a testimony.
Woo!
And,
Yes.
it's just, yeah, yeah.
It was real, real. Yes, the name, the logo, the colors, identifying what colors that will help your brand. But one thing I definitely never took in consideration was having a Bible scripture for your business. Did God really give you this business? And I'm gonna be honest with you, it was a moment that I sat to myself and said,
Hmm.
Keisha, did God give you this? Or was this an idea that you had for yourself? But I honestly had to snap out of it and say, like, hey, This is what God gave me because of the fact that I kept taking another step and things just kept falling into place. So then I realized that this is what God has for me. But yes, the names, the logo, the business plans, definitely attending your classes, your marketing classes,
Thank you.
your creative classes. Thank you for the knowledge. With you and Takima and Miss Wendy, definitely you all poured knowledge into me and how to grow and how to grow and go. Just make another step. Being able to identify who to connect with. So learning how to collaborate. But also, before I did all of that, I had to put away those old thought processes that I had, that I couldn't do it or that I'm not qualified to do it, and just make a commitment to myself. I had to commit to myself that I can do it and that I will do it by any means necessary. Like you said, investing in myself, going to Dallas, getting on a plane by
Man,
myself.
we did that, didn't we?
We did that. Going to Dallas was a eye opener experience for me, and just putting myself in the environment with other people, like it said in the Bible, iron sharpens iron. So
Mhm.
being able to be sharp and being able to be pruned from people that are already where I am going, and so that has definitely been a struggle in certain areas, and also liberating because of the fact I see how much I have grown in this process of just starting 9 months ago. And so I have accomplished a lot in this process. And so I'm excited for where I am now and where I will be going soon. So, yeah.
I am too. Because listen, she went from no pitch, like I'm getting my business together, y'all, and I'm working on it, and I've been working on it, and I've been working on it too. Come on, throw that pitch out. Come on, let me
Oh
hear
my
let me hear it, let me hear it, let
goodness.
me hear it. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Hello. My name is Lakeisha Pope. Have you considered your mental health? What about anxiety, depression, or what about just test anxiety? It is my goal to empower and embrace what God says about your mental health. We will discover, we will push through, we will identify the tools that you need to be where you need to be in your mental health. My name is Lakeisha Pope, and thank you so much for your time.
I, who ready to sign up? Listen, come on, y'all. Let's pop it in the chat. Who ready to sign up? Me. Listen, can you help me? She did work hard. She really did. She did
Yes,
work really, really hard. She did.
yes,
This is super exciting. I feel like this is her coming out party. I'm
yes.
coming out. I want the world to know. This is so good.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Okay, we do have a question. We do have a question. All right. It says, does the environment of a child play a factor in them being on the spectrum?
Really great question. There is both the environmental and genetic portion that affects a child,
Mhm.
but simply taking your child to a therapist or a school psychologist to be able to identify what portion on the spectrum of they are. But yes, it does have a contributing factor, not just the environment, but the nurturing as well has a factor of it.
All right. So educate us. What is the spectrum?
The autism spectrum
Okay.
is, yes, yes. So autism spectrum can vary. That is more of a neurological factor that
Somebody
um,
said it in the chat.
oh, neurological, yes, neurological factor. So it has both, like I said, both the environment and the nurturing that happens in the womb. A lot of things happen in the womb that we don't consider. The things
Wow.
that we eat, the stress level that we have when we're pregnant, the smoking. So there's a lot of contributing factors, and not one all answer fits for a particular person. So it's a lot of tests that that needs to be completed in order to identify what level on the spectrum that your child may be experiencing.
Wow. So, do you? as well as I know you said you want to get into athletes, but if there are parents that have children that they feel like could benefit from, speaking with you or working with you, is that something that you offer?
Absolutely,
Oh
absolutely. I
man.
definitely love play therapy. Some people be like, "Keisha, stop playing." Like, no, but you really experience and see a lot in a child when they are completing play therapy. Play therapy, excuse me. So, play therapy is literally setting up an environment for a child to feel comfortable so they can experience what they experience in a control setting in a therapy office, what they experience at home, and then process with the child better skills to cope with whatever they're dealing with. So, anxiety, with depression, that gives the clinician, the child, and the parent skills of how to process through the child experience of trauma, of anxiety, of depression. Some children may have eating disorders, so you teach them how to work in that moment and coping skills in that moment while in play therapy.
All right. All right. This is so
Yeah.
good. Thank you guys for that question. If anybody else has any questions, pop it in. So, what do we do for fun? What do you like to do for fun?
Woo, what do I like to do from home? Just like you said, watching TV, anything that's funny, I'm about it. Any YouTube channels, I definitely have to catch myself on TikTok and Facebook because people be peopling out here and they are just hilarious. So watching anything funny, going to the park, getting my hair and nails done, that for me is relaxing. So I'm able to do that. Um, just honestly for me it's relaxing. What do I consider relaxing? Cooking for me is fun. Baking. So if y'all need somebody to bake, let me know. I just kind
So
of
I can cook, but I'm not the greatest baker. Like
oh
I
yeah.
took the time one time, right? And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
okay, I called my grandma because I moved around. I didn't move 7 times. I didn't live overseas, here and there and everywhere. And so I had, and I started young. And so I would
Mhm.
call home and I'd be like, okay, grandma, what do I need to do? And so I just decided that I wanted to bake this cake. And so it's 5 eggs and this much butter and this and that. And I did all of that. And my cake was like, and you can't walk on the floor and you can't keep opening the oven and you can't and you gotta let in this and this gonna this. My cake was like this.
Oh my goodness. What happened?
I don't know. But I just know that is just too much stuff to waste
Well,
for it not to come out right.
well, it's the experience, especially
Oh, okay.
especially if you're doing it with somebody else. Like it's a running joke. And I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first started baking, my cake happened the same exact way. And so in the family, that's a running joke. Like
Okay.
who baking the
Well,
cake
I'm
this
so glad I'm not
yeah,
alone.
you not. So I am stuck with the sweet potato pies. I am stuck with baking apple pies and things like that. When it comes to a cake, nah.
And cooking is quite therapeutic.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I like to
Absolutely.
cook. That's good. I like to cook.
Absolutely.
I like
I
to cook.
love
So
cooking.
what's next for you?
What is next? So definitely just continuing to grow in my business, continuing to grow in my spiritual life, continuing to grow as a wife, continuing to grow as the best daughter I can possibly be. So just continuing to grow as much as possible and being in this network, I have done so more than I expected, exceedingly than I expected. So I'm just happy.
Mugs, t-shirts, anything you like.
T-shirts, yes. T-shirts, definitely. I am actually working on a ebook about ACEs, so that you all can experience. Um, so you don't have to. If some people don't have the opportunity to come to in a therapy session to work on their ACEs at home,
Oh,
um,
good.
so that is up and coming now. So I'm creating that now. So yeah.
Awesome. This has been good. And
Yes.
listen, on everything's gone right. You good. This
Thank
has been
you.
good. This has been fun. Thank you. Listen, you dropped some nuggets, didn't she, guys? She gave us some really good nuggets, guys. Come on, let's love on her. This was really, really, really good. I really enjoyed this. And
Yeah.
I love you are a wealth full of knowledge, and I love it. And you got
Thank
to open up, sis. You got to open up and share because you got a lot on the inside of you. This was so good. I feel like you helped us. I'm like, whew.
you.
I feel like you helped us. This is so so good. Listen, Julia said that's my baby. I love it. We got some hand claps. Listen, yay! This is good. This is
Thank
good.
you.
Someone said very helpful. Very very helpful. This was really really good, sis. Listen, we love you. We are loving on you. Thank you guys so much. This was so good, Keisha.
Thank
And we're just
you.
looking forward to what's going to be next for you. I think that that ebook is going to be amazing. And just continued growth, sis, as you continue to move in business. So tell people how they can get in contact with you.
So definitely you can reach out via email, Keisha at Royalty Counseling LLC. My contact number I can share is 251-274-0080. And you can
Say it
also
one
check
more time for the people in the back.
in the back. 251-274-0080 is my contact number. So definitely feel free to um, contact me. And then also check out my website at rcounseling8.com.
Our counseling, the number 8.com. Listen,
Yes.
our counseling, the number 8.com. This has been so good. This has been
Yes.
so good. All right. Any final things you want to leave with the audience before we let you go?
Definitely, I would want to leave that we all have experienced some type of ACEs. Definitely reach out in your local area to connect with a therapist. Definitely reach out to me if you are in the area for therapy. I am here for you, knowing that God made you for a purpose and you have a plan over your life. So, just like me, utilize me as a walking testimony that you will to make it, whatever you are dealing with. It all starts in your mind. And so if we can get your mind together, we can get everything else together.
Come on now for the everything in the chat. Listen. All right, guys. So this is good. We can definitely get it together because your mental health matters. My mental health matters. Keisha's mental health matters. Everybody's mental health matters, guys.
Yes.
And don't forget, the Herpreneur Network has the Mental Health Summit that is coming up.
Yes.
Plug. Plug.
Yes.
So look for the flyer that is circulating around, guys. This is good. I think we all can use as much information as we can get so that we can, walk free.
Mhm.
So that we can walk free in this thing called life, right? So we can
Yes.
have healthy family, healthy boundaries, have healthy communication, right?
Mhm.
Good marriages. Listen,
Listen.
fruitful
Listen.
businesses as we move in this thing called life. And so thank you for
Yes.
all that you have shared for us. We hats off to you as you continue to walk this journey. So excited about all the things that God is doing in your life, guys. All right,
Yes.
we're gonna say goodbye to Keisha. Bye.
Bye.
Love you, sis.
You too.
All right, guys. This was awesome. I absolutely had a good time just doing the interview. And this is what it's about, guys. Every Monday, we bring to you a new ambassador in the network. And it's amazing getting to know my sisters in a deeper level and also, getting inside of their minds to figure out what it is that they really do and how they contribute. And listen, her gift is amazing, right? God has blessed her and given her grace and patience, right? To be able to do what she do. And not many people can accomplish that. And so, man, listen, she is certified. and she is available. And so for those of you who needs her services, guys, reach out to her, visit her website, find out the things that she has to offer. Listen, don't forget to go to the Herpreneur website as well, and find out all the things that the network has to offer, guys. As we said in the announcements, we have a mental health summit coming up. We also have a business boot camp that is coming up. We have the Strong Her Retreat. Listen, that's going to be in Destin. We also have the Her Experience that's going to be in Atlanta. So many ways to connect with the network, guys. So make sure that you go to the website, and make sure that you check it out. Everything that you need is on the website. And so again, guys, I am Torri Hammond, your host for the Herpreneur Talks talk show. Guys, and tonight has been amazing, and we thank you. Keep coming back, guys. Keep watching, keep sharing. We appreciate you guys. And as always, listen, just be classy, just be sassy, just be you, because no one can do you quite like you do. All right, guys, until next time, bye.